At the highest level of sport, balance isn't optional, it's required. Elite athletes, they focus on what's important. They put their focus into things that matter. And more importantly, they don't allow themselves to put their focus in things that don't matter. When I say balance, you might think, okay, well, I got to be balanced. I got to maybe care less. That's not necessarily what I'm talking about. In fact, might be the opposite, right? Elite athletes, they care very deeply, but selectively. They understand that attention is a limited resource. Um, every ounce of attention you spend on something unnecessary, on something that doesn't help your craft, is time and energy wasted. Is it going to help training? Is it going to help competition? Is it going to help recovery? Because the reality is something that it's hard to remember. Focus and mental energy is a, just a limited resource, and we don't get unlimited mental energy. We don't have the ability to think and do things and make our bodies move the way we want to every second of every day, especially with what you guys might be going through as athletes, and specifically student athletes. You have even more pressure now than ever. Your expectations are much higher. Obviously classes, schedule, yeah, all that, but expectations, and with NIL deals out there and just expectations to win, and coaches need more and they need results. It's important that you give yourself the reality check of what's important, what's not, because it's not, the folks I work with are not, they have great work ethic. It's all about the focus and what that work ethic is pushed toward, and making sure that they're doing what they should be doing, because obviously elite performance doesn't come from doing more things. It comes from doing limited things, maybe one or two things, very, very carefully, with intention and with clarity. High level athletes, the elite athletes, ask better questions. Better questions. Does this make me better? Does this help me recover? Does this help me sleep? Does this food give me the energy I need? Does this time that I'm spending on my phone or with my friends or whatever give me the energy that I need? Does it help me recover better? Does it help me perform better? You know, if the answer is no, they don't give it the same mental space. Um, they discard it, at least in terms of training and performance. Um, there's a there's a study by Lee Quinn Chua. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's basically a large meta-analysis on motor performance, on focus. Now, I do want to mention it is focused on the motor performance, but it still applies to what we're talking about, because it's all about narrowing your focus to the external cues. If you can do that, your chances of success in your domain are much higher. You can increase your chances of learning more and performing better, learning faster, which is something you all need to do as elite athletes. You guys need to do, and of course, after you, if you can learn faster, you're going to perform better, especially more quickly, which is obviously important as well, because you want that time frame to be cut down, right? Um, so it's not necessarily what's happening, right now. It's the future you, and that's not just what I want. I mean, obviously, I think we know that our common sense is telling us that, but again, it's not really just an opinion, right? I mean, based on these studies and all of them out there, this is all just performance science. The the important part to remember when we talk about balance is, it's really just what has your attention right now and what doesn't. Balance at the elite level is knowing what you need to narrow your world, you know, toward and for what you need to do, and where you need to spend your attention, because attention doesn't disappear. the lack of attention doesn't disappear. It shows up as bad decisions, poor timing, um, unfortunately, inconsistent execution. So you don't really have to eliminate everything outside of your sport. You just have to be honest with yourself what's helping you and what's hindering you. If it doesn't help you prepare better, perform better, compete better, it really is probably pulling you away from what you're trying to do, which is compete at the highest level, being an elite athlete. And elite athleticism starts with discipline focus, and balance is where that begins.